And so I was thinking about ritual murders in Nigeria. And I was wondering how to get people to think about it and change their minds from doing it. And so I wrote a song and a poem. It's about, I'm going to have to explain this poem because it's classical, so people will not be lost and wait for my mouth to finish, then clap, right? So in this poem, the woman, the narrator, is about to sacrifice something so she can have a boy child. We know about the traditions where some men will say, unless you have a male child, nothing for you. So what about the people who are desperate, who also want to go to these, juju places and sacrifice things because of that? And so this lady fell asleep the day she was meant to go and sacrifice, and she met someone who had done it for money. And he told her a story that changed her life forever. For this poem, I'm inviting my friends. We rehearsed on Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm so proud of them. Please put your hands together for Uzomaka Emerole. Please come forward. Titi Martins and Rosemary. Titi works with the company secretarial arm of the firm, ADCAX, and she's an amazing company secretary to many, many companies. Rosemary, master's degree holder, mother, lover of her husband. Extraordinary. I do this to her all the time. Extraordinary voice, amazing administrative officer in the firm. Uzo is the head of the firm's intellectual property group, and she's amazing with international lawyers, all international clients. No vex, for net they mix for my mouth. No vex, no vex. And I just want to clap for them, I beg, sorry. I swear I heard a dead man sing a woeful song of tears. He said he wanted me to tell the world of all his fears.
Please give me water to drink. The worms, they've eaten my food.
It's the songs of the Forlon.
I traveled the world empty, and here I am sorrowful.
The Spirit, he sang. The songs of the Forlon. I stooped at the rivers where many waters meet and gave the Spirit drink. Before them I begged God for mercy so that to him will come some relief. His eyes were pleading and hands were shaking. I could not wrestle free. I stood transfixed, unable to flee from this man's songs of misery. I yearned to cross over to reality where my bosom friend stood waiting. But this man's words deadened my senses, and to him instead I listened. He said, I wish I listened when mother said,
do not beg or borrow or steal.
When father at the breaking of dawn said,
with our hands our yams will heal.
In the midst of the wicked, I sat and took counsel, and together we laughed and merrily went into the city council. I once a girl got pregnant, I confessed, but made her to abort it. I denied her claims of fatherhood, and her father I insulted. The fetus I took as a sacrifice, and on the altar of Mammon I offered. My friends and I took oaths together, and into a brothel we all went. As girls lost minds and men lost faith, our wealth increased to no end. I once sat with kings in merriment and controlled the demons of Ophed. Until one day, a preacher I met and his child I took for payment. An oath had been sworn to the gods of the earth, and a head from me they needed. The child was grabbed at gunpoint and taken to the river's edge. My garments of white and bleach-striped tribe conveyed my holiness. Incantations were made and prayers offered by my friends of merriment. I swear I heard a scream from worlds I've never, ever known. As matchet swung, a pain jointed my lungs and two heads fell instead of one. Now at this place I have been trapped, unable to enter my priest's promise. My friends roam free, continuing our evil, but I need to send them a warning. So please, dear one, consider these worms and go to them and tell it that an honest day's pay, and maybe even to pray, has benefits beyond merit. As for me, I'm done, and to hell I know I'm going, where my penance on this road is served. Till then I sing the sorrowful songs and warn all who on me tread.
Please give me water to drink. The worms, they've eaten my food.
The songs of the Forlon.
I travel the world empty, and here I am sorrowful.
The Spirit, he sang. Songs of the Fallen. I jerked my hands free, and with a startled plea, I jumped awake to reality. Sweat like blood drops were dripping, head severely hurting as I calmed my palpitating heart beating. It was a dream, but one like no other, for to me a message had been passed. My friend who had been waiting had come for to take me to a place where requests were made. We could only go at midnight, away from human sight, and from us a sacrifice would be required. I would intercourse with the dark priest, and he with his blood would appease the ghosts of the fallen spirits. A chant will be given to the gods of this earth to change my misery of health. You see, it will give to me finally a boy child, for my husband demanded a son was required, otherwise another he would love. My bosom's friend's matter was simpler, to acquire all his right riches in one night. As I sat on my bed, my hands holding my head, I broke down and would not stop crying. I heard my mother singing her songs of old sayings, warning me when I was as yet a child.
For nothing sell your soul,
not for silver nor for gold, and to God go with your
gifts.
He
He
loves
you more than your fears,
and with him are joys untold. With him are joys untold. Instead of going forward to sacrifice, I on my bed sat and remembered those songs of life. On my knees, I knelt and offered myself to the one my mother said will give me true health. So on to Jesus I surrendered and all. To him myself I gave. That was 6 years ago, and now I stand on this road, the same one I was meant to tread for sin. Or like that sad spirit, I stand here to witness the choices I made that saved me. I sing songs of gladness and testify of his goodness.
Hallelujah.
And pause, only to feed my boy child. For in him singing and many nights praying, from me mighty sons have now been born. I understood then that no person or wealth is sufficient for one's life to lose. So to you I sing this song on the grave of the fallen, giving hope to all whom my way may come. Please, come girls, come. Take a bow, girls, take a bow, girls, take a bow, girls, take a bow, girls.